So in today's video, I'm going to be fully automating an agency's client acquisition process. An agency that is currently sending manual emails, sending manual DMs on Instagram that never get read, or worst of all, doing cold calls that never get picked up. I'm going to be taking their current client acquisition process and fully automating it and giving them the leverage that they need so they can finally stop wasting their time on sending 50 generic Instagram DMs a day or sending 5 personalized Loom videos that never ever get watched. Now, this system that I'm going to be showing you today can get you up to 40 sales calls per month if you set it up in the right way. And obviously you can scale it later on if you want more appointments. But what's important is that this system gives you that ability to book in a sales call without you having to put any time or effort into getting that sales call. Basically, it does it on autopilot because I want to be able to give you guys that leverage you need within your business so you can start booking more sales calls, signing more clients, making more money that you can reinvest back into your business later on to grow it further. And this is how you truly scale a high ticket offer. It's not about the manual stuff where you compete based on effort, but more about being able to reach thousands and thousands of people automatically and compete based on your offer instead. And if you get your offer right, which I'm going to show you how to actually do that, you will start booking sales appointments left, right, and center. Because if you take the high volume that the system does, let's say it reaches out to 20,000 people every single month, and you take the right offer and you give those people the right offer, they are going to book that sales appointment with you. So if you finally want to stop sending manual emails, DMs, cold calling, and just competing on the amount of effort you put, and instead compete on your offer instead and actually automate the client acquisition aspect of your business, then watch this video to the end. But apart from that, let's get right into it. Now, this is one of the best client acquisition trainings that you will ever watch in your entire life, because you will be able to tap into my brain and see how I would automate client acquisition and scale a high ticket offer. And I've automated client acquisition for my agency, for other agencies, for other clients, and I've scaled their offers. So I kind of know what I'm doing, right? And I want you guys to see my exact thinking process when it comes to scaling an agency coach or consultant, right? I'm going to be giving away some free sauce that if you will implement, right? If you will implement and take action after this video, will help you sign your next 5 high-ticket clients without much effort. So, right now, you're currently here, right? This is your aura, right? You're sending manual emails, you're sending manual DMs without ever getting a response. You're hiring a VA, trying to get them to do the work for you, right? Because you're lazy and you want to watch YouTube videos. Maybe you get 5 appointments a month after putting in 50 hours into actually getting those 5 appointments. You're providing free work for prospects and they then still ignore you. You work with low quality clients because you don't have the abundance in sales appointments, and you're just still stuck at 0 to 5K per month and you're just unable to scale, right? If you watch this video to the end and you actually implement the things I'm going to be going over, you will have this type of aura, right? You will scale to 50K per month with absolute ease, right? Because this client acquisition system is honestly, once you implement, if you know what you're doing, right, you can scale to insane numbers, right, with the system, right? So you'll be able to scale to 50K per month with absolute ease. You will understand how to automate and install client acquisition systems. You'll be abundant in appointments and opportunities that you'll be getting every single day. You'll get 5 to 6 quality sales calls on a daily basis, right, with less than 5 hours of work. You will close new high-ticket deals for breakfast, right? But that's only if you watch this video and you actually implement the stuff I'm going to be going through, right? So let me transform you, right? Let me transform your client acquisition aspect of your business in this one single video. Take you from this to this, right? So let's take an agency, right? For example, right at the start of the video, I told you guys I'll be scaling an agency or I'll be automating an agency's client acquisition process. Let's take this agency, for example, right? Their offer is Facebook ads for home improvement businesses. Their current acquisition method is sending Instagram and Facebook DMs, hiring a VA to scrape Google Maps, and then writing emails to them, right, manually. Monthly appointments, they probably get 5 to 10 at best, right? So right now, I want you guys to pay attention very closely, right? Because I'm going to be taking this agency here and automating the entire client acquisition aspect and scaling their offer, right? So the first thing we're going to do is do some market research, right? Now, this is a very boring step that a lot of people, miss out on when they first start out, right? When they pick a niche, let's say home improvement, that's it, right? There's no steps after that. They just come up with an offer like 50 leads in 2 months or you don't pay us. Their unique mechanism is Facebook ads, and they think it's good enough for them to go out there and sign high ticket clients in the home improvement space, right? But we actually need to do our market research, right? We actually need to understand the audience that we're going after. We need to basically be able to understand them better than we know our 5 fingers on our hands, right? As an example, probably bad example, but you get what I mean, right? So we want to find out the problems, frustrations, goals, industry lingo, and competitor offers that are currently floating around in the market, right? We want to be able to prepare ourselves to reach out to that target audience at a very, very high volume. So how do you actually do that? How do you actually perform market research? Well, if you can, I'm not going to do it in this video, but that's what I would usually do is I would join a bunch of Facebook groups in the industry that I'm going after, and I would basically message as many people as I can to try and get a 5 to 10 minute conversation out of them, right? And within 5-10 minutes of speaking to them, I'm going to try and understand their problems, frustrations, goals, and also understand how they talk, right? Because I got to be able to understand the industry lingo that my industry uses in order for me to be able to then resonate with them, right? But when it comes to market research, if you're unable to, do interviews, and I understand if you can't, you can also do secondary research, right? Which is basically by going on Google, ChatGPT, going into the Facebook ads library and just doing your research from there, right? So let's say right now I'm going on Google, right? And I want to research my industry's problems right now. So let's say home improvement Facebook ads. Four days ago, right? Literally 4 days ago, we have someone asking home improvement industry Facebook ads, right? And we basically want to read through these Reddit forums, right? And we want to be able to understand what they are talking about when it comes to Facebook ad, right? What problems do they have with Facebook ads that we can solve, right? What are they currently doing? Right, 0 leads through spending $1,400. I mean, 0 deals, right? So now we could start slowly filling out our Google Doc research page, right? Spending money on. Okay, now just to run you through my thinking process, right? I can see that people here are saying in terms of like how to actually get clients, do online platforms like Nextdoor, TaskRabbit. You have to have experience, right? More than 2 years in the home remodeling space. What else? Referrals, right? Now I can take that. Well, basically, let me fill this out here. Okay. Right. So once you basically start gathering problems, right, you then want to take these problems, and what we can do, we can also use Deep, which is a GPT extension available in the GPT store. This is what I use to do like some of my market research because it provides me with like in-depth analysis. But let's say, I am starting a marketing agency that is going to be So let's see what it gives us. Okay, intense competition, right? Lack of online presence, low customer trust, seasonal demand fluctuations, challenges in scaling operations, poor lead management, price sensitivity, unclear branding, dependence on referrals, right? So we can take all of these, right, and still coming up with more. All right, so he came up with 18 different problems, right, that these home improvement businesses struggle with, right? Now we can take these and just be like, make a just to make it easier for us to put it in our document. Right. Now we'll just take these, copy these into our document, right? We want to keep everything in our document just to make everything organized, and we can always refer back to it in the future, right? Cool. So some problems: intense competition, reliance on referrals, right? Reputation issues due to scams or unlicensed contractors, seasonal changes, difficulty managing increased demand, right? Inefficient systems for leads, clients prioritize cost over quality, right? So that's an angle that these are all basically angles that we can position our services as a solution to these sort of problems, right? So instead of saying like, we will do Facebook ads for you, right? That's not specific at all. Instead, what you could say, we will implement our XYZ system in order for you to be able to stand out from your competition and bring clients who prioritize quality over cost, right? That is way more specific and slightly more, resonating with the person or with the home improvement business. Frustrations, right? Stress, anxiety over how many clients are they going to sign, anxiety and stress over just looking at the problems. Like put yourself in your sort of target audience's shoes, right? How would you feel if you had all of these problems right here, right, in your business? How would you feel, honestly? Right? Just write it out in terms of like frustrations. So we're managing all of the clients. Right? Just write out all these frustrations just so you can really step into your client profile shoes, and you really need to understand like how do they feel, right? Because we can't get them to pay us a high ticket price like $2,500 a month if we don't truly understand them, right? We need to be able to really understand them, really understand their pains, their frustrations, right, in order for them to then pay us to solve these problems and remove these frustrations, right? We then want to understand what their goals are, right? So we can go back on the same GPT history chat, right? And we can be like, what goals would steady flow of quality leads, predictable. Okay, now that we know and understand like some of their goals, obviously there's 15 different goals that we can leverage. But let's say these are the main goals that they want to achieve, right? Increasing revenue with high quality clients that prefer quality over cost, predictable pipeline of quality leads, strong brand reputation to increase referrals in the future, streamlined scaling operations, positive cash flow and less fluctuations due to seasons, so they don't have to stress about like, do I have cash flow to pay my team the next month, for example, right? Now we can understand like, okay, numbers wise, how many leads do we want? How many, estimates do we want to be giving out? How many clients do we want, right, on a monthly basis? right? 3 to 9 clients in the next 3 to 6 months, 10 to 20 estimates per month, right? And then 15 to 25. Actually, let's say 25 to 30 leads, right, per month. Right, so now that we have an idea like on what their goals are, right, we can use it later on in order to recraft our offer, right? Now let's understand industry lingo, right? What is the current industry lingo? Right, so now you want to basically, whenever you write out your messages, right, or you create your offer, instead of like saying we'll get you 30 leads in the next like 60 days, right? Instead of, you can say like we will get you 30 full service remodeling leads, right? Because that's the industry lingo that they understand. Rather than saying we'll get you 30 remodeling leads, right? What does remodeling mean? It could mean anything, right? We'll get you 30 full service remodeling leads, right? It sounds better, it's more specific. So you want to be able to read through this industry lingo and really, really understand like how do they talk, right? Because if you're going to be reaching out to them, you got to be able to understand like how do they talk, right? What makes sense to them? Because I can tell you for a fact, each industry has different lingos that they are used to, right? And that they talk in. For example, in business, right, we talk about KPIs, we talk about metrics, we talk about, appointments, we talk about scaling, right? If I was to go to a normal person that doesn't run a business and I was like, yeah, I want to scale up my exercise and I want to be able to input more workouts and really hit my KPIs and scale my bench press, right? It just doesn't make sense. So that's the same thing, right? You got to be able to understand how to actually talk to the person before you go ahead and actually talk to them. So understand their industry lingo, right? And you can have ChatGPT do that for you, right? Just give you literally everything you need to be able to do that. Next thing, competitor offers, right? So what is actually going around in the market? What type of offers are your competitors running? Facebook Ads Library is going to be your best friend for that, right? So if you go on Facebook Ads Library, you search up home improvement agency, you will start to see different agencies, right, that basically run ads to your target audience, right? Let's say home improvement. Maybe marketing would be better. All right, there we go. All right, home improvement marketing. Right, you just want to look through the ads library and basically just get an understanding of what type of offers are, being run, right? Only pay us when client pays you, right? That's one of the offers. Only pay us when the client pays you in the next 45 days. My team will get you a minimum of 5 projects. Right, then just look through it, right? Absorb it, right? Understand what type of messages are they using, right? What type of angles are they approaching these businesses with? 10 quality leads in 36 hours, right? That's a good offer. So I could just note that down. So really, really go through it, really absorb as much as you can, right? There's so many different ads that are running, right, to targeting your industry. Read it all, understand, note it down, and try to understand what type of offers, what type of language, what type of pain points, problems your competitors are currently using to sell their services, their marketing services to your target audience. Now, once you do understand that, right, it is time to essentially restructure our current offer, right? So currently, right, this agency here offers Facebook ads for home improvement businesses, right? That is not an offer. That is a service. That's not an offer, right? Let's say their offer is 50 leads in 2 months or you don't pay us. We do it through Facebook ads. So based on my research here, how would I restructure this offer to basically be a lot more better than this, right? So I know their problems, right? Low quality leads on Facebook, type of clients they work with, overhead, project budgets, indecisive customers, right? Reliance on referrals, seasonal changes, right? So maybe we can say something like, we will bring an additional 15 or not home improvement owners, with homeowners. Could even be shortened, to be fair. Right. So this is like your long form message. Obviously, when it comes to outreach, we'll shorten it up a little bit, but generally this is your offer, right? We will bring an additional 15 quality leads in the next 10 days with homeowners that are shopping on quality rather than cost and are ready to make a decision with you in the next 2 weeks using our automated AI booking bot. All of this without you ever having to rely on referrals, deal with low paying headache clients, stress about how when your next project will come in, and burn your ad budget on low quality Facebook leads, right? If we don't bring you 15 quality leads in the next 10 days, you don't pay us a single penny as we work on a performance basis. That is an offer, right? That is our unique system, right? It's not Facebook ads. It's not 50 leads in 2 months where you don't pay us. You got to be more specific with your offers, right? The more specific you can get with your offers, the more it's going to resonate with your target audience, right? So now that we've done our market research, we've come up with our new offer, it is actually time to build up our client acquisition system. So before anything, I decide, where is my target audience hanging out in? Meaning, what platforms can I reach them out with, right? If home improvement, Facebook is a really great platform we can use to reach out to them. Cold calling, maybe, if you're up for it, or cold emails, which is probably the easiest client acquisition system, we can use to scale our offer really, really quick, right? I've sent about hundreds and hundreds of thousands of cold emails. I booked over 1,500 plus appointments through it, right? It's literally simple, right? If you know what you're doing. So let's say our deployment method, right, is cold emails. Now, before we go and start writing our messages and all that stuff, we need to basically be able to determine our KPIs first, right? What we're actually trying to achieve. So create a KPI sheet on Google Sheets. just like this, right? Our goal is 40 appointments per month, right? And here we can basically play around and see what we need to achieve in order to get 40 appointments per month. Like in terms of what metrics do we need to hit with our cold emails in order to get to 40 appointments per month. Let's say we send about 5,000 emails, right? We get 5% reply rate, that's 250 replies. We get a 15% positive response rate, that's 37 interested replies. We get a 20% appointment booking rate, that's 7 appointments booked, right? Not really our goal, right? Now, let's say we send about 20,000 emails. Right now we're getting closer, right? So if we send 20,000 emails whilst maintaining these metrics here, we can get 30 appointments booked, right? But let's say, okay, now we don't want to do volume, right? We have enough volume. What can we improve in order to get more appointments, right? Reply rate is good. 5% is like an industry standard. Positive response rate, maybe it could be better. Appointment booking rate could be way better, right? So maybe if I just focus my efforts into improving my appointment booking rate and take it from 20%, so like let's say 30%, I'm now getting 45 appointments while sending 20,000 emails, right? These are my KPIs. This is what I'm going to build my system from, right? Now, I actually need to understand what technical structure do I need in order to be able to send 20,000 emails every single month, right? Let's say emails sent per account, so daily emails that each account sends is 10 emails. Daily emails sent in total is 830 emails a day. Accounts needed, right? If we're only sending 10, 83 accounts, right? We need 83 accounts in order to be able to send 20,000 emails and then, obviously, hopefully hit our KPIs. So, okay, so now that we know we need 83 accounts, right? Usually what I do with my emails is I diversify, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket, meaning I want to have 40 Outlook accounts, right? 40 Outlook accounts and 40 Google accounts, right? This is what I need in order to be able to get 83 accounts and send 20,000 emails per month. 40 Outlook accounts and 40 Google accounts. Now, what I'm going to do, right? For those of you that don't know how to set up Google Outlook accounts, there's YouTube. It's free. Go search up how to set up Outlook or Google accounts for cold emails, right? Or you can join Amplify, where I have my own entire system on setting these accounts up. And it costs my students literally 50% less for what they would pay for if they manually set up all these Google and Outlook accounts, right? I have built out a system that is only available inside Amplify that basically sets up all these accounts for you on autopilot, right? They're literally ready in a couple of hours for you to use. But, right, if you just want to get started right now, then basically go on YouTube and search up how to set up Outlook and Google accounts and then set up 80 different accounts. So now that I know my KPIs and I know what I'm trying to go after, I can actually start writing my messages, right? The first thing I want to do is set out my angles, right? My angles of approach, right? Let's say angle 1, right, is quality clients. Angle 2, maybe it could be, something not relying on referrals and Facebook ads. My third angle could be like, right, and I will look back into my market research and basically try to see what other angle I can find, right, to approach them with. Seasonal changes, right, could be a good one, right? Seasonal changes, right? Now that I have my 4 angles of approach, like in terms of like what angle I'm approaching them with, right, I could start writing my email, like, hey, first name, right? If you are currently only working with low-paying clients that come through, referrals, how about we send you right? Cool, right? I take that, I copy this, right? And I just change the variable, right? Which is the angle, right? So I'm just going to change that, instead of saying, the low paying headache clients and quality clients angle, the next angle is like not relying on referrals and Facebook ads, right? If you're currently spending money on Facebook ads, angle 3, right? I come up with 3 to 4 different angles that I'm going to test out first, right? And then each angle, I want to basically send it to 500 to 1,000 leads before I determine the success of that angle, right? So each angle, right, 500 to 1,000 leads, right? I have my KPIs. Now, once I run my campaigns, right, I set up my AD accounts, I start up my campaigns, right? I reach out to, in total, if I have 3 angles, 3,000 leads, including follow-ups. I send 6,000 emails, right? After 6,000 emails, if I'm not within my KPIs, right, I'm going to see, okay, which angle performed the best, right? Just the best overall, right? Which one got me the appointments, which one got me the interested responses, right? And then I basically take that angle, let's say it's seasonal changes one, right? And I then test my offer, right? I then take this, I use that as an angle, and then I test my offer, right? So if, instead of 15, let's say 20, right? Instead of 10 days, let's say 5 days, right? I change one variable, right? And I create 2, 3 more variations, and I test it again, right? Until I can get to my KPIs that we basically built out here. And once I get to those KPIs, right, with an email copy or campaign, I scale it up to 20,000 emails, right? I simply scale it up to send 833 emails of my top performing email campaign or email copy, right? And this is literally how you automate client acquisition, because once you find an angle and offer that works, right, and you're booking appointments and you're hitting your KPIs, all you have to do, right, all you have to do is have the accounts that are ready for you to be able to hit that scale, right, of sending 20,000 emails every single month with your proven offer and angle. And once you're able to do that, all you have to worry about is just booking people in that are interested in talking to you, right? Now, I had a comment the other day that was basically like, how do you even find 5,000 leads, right? How do you even get that? That's so many leads. You have to pay a VA $1,000 to do that, right? If you guys are still paying VAs to scrape leads for you, then watch along, right? You go on Apollo, right? I know people might say, oh, Apollo is saturated. So many agencies have access to Apollo, right? That's true, right? I'm not saying it's not true. But what makes a difference, right? And as I said earlier in this video, you're not competing on effort, right? You're not competing on how good your lead quality is, right? Obviously, it matters. Like, you got to send to quality leads, but you're competing on offer more than anything, right? Because even if like 10 different agencies approach my database or like my leads, right? And let's say those 5-10 agencies had really, really bad offers, and I'm the one agency that actually resonated and actually gave the prospect an offer that they're actually interested in, they're going to book an appointment with me, right? If they open my email, they read my email, and they're actually interested in my offer because I took the time to craft a good offer, they're going to book an appointment with me, right? Why would they not, right? So for those of you that complain that these software databases are saturated, they have so many agencies, right, going after them, these days you're never ever going to find a lead that hasn't been approached by an agency before, right? It's simple as that. You're never ever going to find a lead that has never ever been approached by an agency before, right? Just swallow the hard pill, right? It's a hard pill to swallow, but use this database. Apollo is a really good database. That's what I use. Obviously, I have like 5 different other databases, but Apollo is one of them. So use that, right? Stop complaining, right? Compete on your offers and your messages. Cool. So on Apollo, how do you actually like find your leads? So you go on companies, employees 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 20 to 21 to 50, right? Industry keywords. Go back on your ChatGPT. Give me all company keywords that are home. Bam. Right, you send this prompt, and this will give you all the industry keywords that you can use in order to find them, right? Home improvement, remodeling, right? Let's just say that, but usually put in as many keywords as you can. Right, but let's say we stick with this. 17K people or 17K companies found. Let's say we're going after the US, right? 15K US companies in the remodeling space. I then go on to people, and I've just found 50,000 people, right? 50,000 people. Now, obviously, go on job titles and just filter by decision makers, like CEOs. It's gonna narrow down your search, like 1.3K. But you just gotta keep like putting like decision maker keywords. Bam. Right? Obviously, you can put more, but I just found 11,000 decision makers that I can, reach out to, right? I would then basically download this database. I would put them through Million Verifier, which is a verification software for emails, and then I'll put these leads into my campaign, right? And then I would start testing my email copies, right? So this is literally my entire thinking process, my entire system, my entire approach on automating client acquisition for any high-ticket offer out there. And this is exactly how you go about doing it, right? But if you guys do have any more questions, make sure to comment down below. I know it was a long video, so if you're still watching, I know you're serious about scaling your offer. So I'm very, very happy for you and I'm rooting for you. But if you do have any questions, comment them down below. I'll make sure to answer them. But apart from that, I'll see you guys on the next video.